Well, here we got a black-white game for SPL SPL semifinals. Fucking Rewer brought Reinstall, which is a pretty accurate summation of how the Ruiners black-white's been going. Unfortunately, they've been using all sorts of cheese and whatnot. I mean, is this matchup even winnable for Lopunny though? I think a lot depends. If it's Trick on Galadios, especially if it's Trick recovery, then I think he has a shot, actually, especially if that's the good. So, okay, here's what needs to happen. If it's sub Ironhead, Thunder, HP Ice on Jirachi, then he needs to 1, burn or knock the Ferrothorn, 2, burn or poison or status the Mew before the Jirachi does so it doesn't synchronize. Yeah, okay, so basically, if he can cripple the Mew and the Ferrothorn, that's a good lead for Lopunny Kicks if he's Trick. If he could cripple those two, although if you're Rewer here, you can just go Politoed, because you don't need the Politoed technically, and there's a very slim chance that Lopunny clicks Draco. So either he's going to switch out to his own Ferrothorn, meaning you could Scald Burn, you could Hypnosis, you could go for Focus Blast if you have that, or he's going to Trick. But Rewer decides to stay in, which I don't like. I think you switched there, actually. I think that going Politoed was really risk-free because it's going to catch the Trick, or it's going to catch the Switch. And sure, if Politoed versus Ferrothorn on the opposing side isn't great, but when you've got a bulky team like this, you're going to get multiple opportunities to spin, and just 1 burn or status on Ferrothorn is of the utmost importance, especially since he can't leech into the opposing Ferrothorn, and odds are both are knockoff. Anyway, regardless of that turn, it's going to be an advantageous position from Lopunny Kicks to start off with the Trick. And however, the spikes are up on his side, so that's of note. And he's going to switch to his own Ferrothorn, which I think is a good play. However, Rewer is going to predict that, and he's going to go to Mew, which means he's going to get a burn off for sure, almost. And it's just going to be just that. It's going to be burnt. Politoed is also not going to get leftovers. That could be potentially good for the Lopunny Kick side if his Hydro Pump with Water Gem, because that set runs Hydro Pump, Water Gem, and Thief. So if you don't Thief the Tentacle, if you Thief the... Well, you actually, no, that wouldn't be great. Reason being is, A, you could Thief the Tentacle with Black Sludge, which would not be great. Or B, if you Thief the Specs from the Ferrothorn, then that kind of negates it. So no, you'd rather just be like Choice Specs or an Encore set here, I think. Specs Hydra does like 40ish to Chansey. Anyway, we're going to see a double here on a Chansey. Yeah, that's a good play from both sides, I would say. I like that. So now, more likely than not, we're going to see a hazard setup from Lopunny Kicks. You want this to be Rock's Ferrothorn, if only because that means that it's more likely to be a threatening Jirachi set to this team. So, moreover, if this clicks Rocks here, then I think the matchup, given the sets that Lopunny Kicks would have, likely, could potentially be better, despite him having both hazards on one side. And it's going to be Rock's Ferrothorn, so that's big, because the win condition for Lopunny Kicks is definitely going to be sub 3 attack Jirachi if he has it. I like the tentacle play there. Sure, you're going to get knocked, but there's no way this Ferrothorn can lock into a move that's not Power Whip that can beat this. If it's Power Whip, then you can take advantage of that with your own Ferrothorn, leftovers on the Latios. Anyway, getting the spin advantage there is pretty big. Hopefully he gets the Scald Burn first now. I think you do fish for burns here. If you're Lopunny Kicks, because you don't have much of a switch. He's going to do just that, and he's also going to be faster. No burn on the first try for... Oh, no. Rewer is going to get the burn, and he reads the burn until he prioritizes it over to spin. That's really bad for Lopunny Kicks. He's going to need a burn here. No burn and a spin. All right, so this is an early advantage now for Rewer, I would say, actually. I find it weird that this Tentacle is leftovers instead of Black Sludge. I think that's actually a really big error from the Rewer side, because the Thief Politoed set is getting increasingly common as of late. Anyway, regardless of that sequence, Ferrothorn's going to come back in here on Chansey to essentially reset the progress, potentially. However, this could let Chansey set up rocks of its own, which may very well be up to stay for a while, seeing as the tentacle is not only burnt, but it's also knocked on the Lopunny kick side. So that is really alarming now. And yep, rocks are going to indeed be traded. Anyway, so I think at this point, well, you don't want to tunnel if you're Lopunny kicks. If you're the sub 3 attack Jirachi set, you kind of want to put yourself into a position where you find a way to win with that. Mew's going to come in here on a spikes. I think you're obligated to go back to Politoed here. However, if he doesn't do that, then that would mean he'd probably go into Latios. And he's only doing that if it's recovered Latios. Trick Recover is a good set. Also worth noting that turn 1 he tricked away Specs, not Scarf. Scarf Latios is somewhat common on Rain, but Specs is still more common. But that means that unless it's a Scarf Politoed, there's almost definitely going to be a Scarf Landorus. Just look at Landorus on teams like this. It's almost definitely going to be Scarf if the Latios isn't Scarf. However, there are some things that you could definitely rule out. It can't be like a bulky Stealth Rock pivot set, as First already clicked rocks. And if you go to Politoed or Latios, you want Latios. Good play, good play. Okay, so nice play for Lopunny KC. You can hopefully apply pressure to this. But anyway, it can't be Gravity because Gravity hurts this team more than it helps it. You've got 4 Pokemon taking spikes damage and no ground resist with Gravity. So yeah, it's not Gravity. It could technically be a Swords Dance set, but I don't think it's too likely. Anyway, if you're Rewer here, you let yourself take the Draco and turn it for spinning. Draco's going to do 65-ish, maybe 60-ish if it's got some special defense investment, which BKC and I know have been doing a bit for like Specs Keldeo and whatnot. I actually did it on my Sun team week 6. Well, Dice's Sun team, but I use a variant because there's no water resist. No, I mean, for Tentacle, it's only water resist. So I like taking 2 Specs Hydros and setting up spikes or knocking it or whatever the situation called for. He's going to Draco there, and it's only going to do 58, which is a pretty slim amount. Anyway, if you're Rewered here, personally, I would Scald here because there's him switching out to Ferrothorn's big. Yup, and he's gonna Scald. Is he gonna burn? That burn would be huge. No burn. All right, so that was a risky but successful play for Lopunny kicks. I think you kind of have to go for plays like that, unfortunately, given his matchup. This being at 59 is pretty big. I think that if you're Lopunny kicks, instead of clicking a hazard here, you're gonna want to click knockoff because that will cut off the stream of recovery on each turn to only 6.25. I don't know if this is Leech. I'm pretty sure it isn't Leech. I think it's knock plus an attack. If that attack is Gyro Ball, then this is going to be really hard. He's going to Scald again. If that gets a burn, it's rough. No burn. He's going to Rocks. That could indicate that he's not Knock or... man, I hope he's one of Knock or Whip. He's going to... Okay, so he is Whip. That's great. So Whip is going to be doing probably around 40 to 45% to the Tentacruel. Unfortunately, not going to be a 2KO after leftovers and recovery at this point, but it could very well. Tentacruel, a burn here would still be really good for Rewer. His matchup positions him to where the status on the Ferrothorn would just no burn and Whip is going to do 39. That's probably a low roll, but the fact that he didn't get burnt 3 times in a row is far more important than that. A nice play from Lopunny kicks here would no, I don't think you could risk Landorus or Latios here because of the Scald chance. And he's gonna just protect on a spike. Ooh, good play from Lopunny kicks. All right, so yeah, pretty fearless there. I like that. That was a good mid ground, I would say. I mean, it didn't really gain a ton. No burn, crit, no burn. He's gonna power whip here, and he's gonna do 41. Probably mid roll there. Anyway, so we're gonna see another protect here probably. Oh, he goes Latios. Did he get the protect right? On the protect. Wow, great play from Lopunny kicks. So now, well, this is going to be able to recover, survive a Draco after another protect. Yeah, now Draco might have a chance to kill if it gets max. Anyway, I think you just Draco here. Well, your Draco PP is only at 5 now. You don't necessarily need it. If you could rid the battle of Tentacruel, that's huge. And Draco is going to do 57 here. It's definitely a special defense investment. I think you can go Ferrothorn here if you're Lopunny kicks, but clicking a non-Draco attack just not to waste PP on an obvious protect wouldn't be a bad play either. Like if this is Dragon Pulse, I would just click that. And he clicks Draco and he stays and didn't protect? What? Rewer, what are you doing? This was such a poor play. Now you just fought it off the Politoed. I think. Unless that's Scarf Politoed, then you might have to fight off the Landorus. If this is a Wish Rachi, then you go to it, but if this is a Wish Rachi, then this game is going to be pretty hard, unless that's... No, it is Leech Powder. You have to stall the Leech PP then. Probably. Oh, man. Okay, so... Lopunny kicks us to prioritize a couple things here. First and foremost, he needs to make sure, of course, that he doesn't lose his Tornado's defensive. As in, he needs to preserve the Jirachi's health. Secondly, another pretty important thing is that he needs to get spikes and rocks. Rocks first, of course, but then spikes. They will punish everything left on Rewer's team. Now, on his team, Politoed's least valuable if it's not Scarf. And he's going to throw it away there. All right, so that's good. And now he's going Jirachi. I think that if this Jirachi's U-turn, and I'm hoping it's not for his own sake, then he clicks it here into the Ferrothorn probably. But if it's not, then I think you just double the Ferrothorn here. I guess Thunder is fine. You know what? Thunder is fine. But you really can't Thunder into Mew, because if you let yourself get paralyzed, that is so bad. Oh, and he's going to crit the U-turn there. That's unfortunate. Could this be Wish? Substitute. You went for the sub there. I think that was pretty premature. But, whoa, what? I dislike that play a whole bunch. Why not Ironhead flinch to try and at least gain leftovers? No, that was really bad. I think this was a poorly played sequence, and now this is going to come in, and it's going to get a kill no matter what. That's really unfortunate. I think that Lopunny kicks mismanaged that Jirachi a bunch. You just stay in there and you spam Ironhead. Unless it's Sub-Calm Mind. Oh, man, is this really Sub-Calm Mind? In that case, the game's over for sure. Man. I honestly think Rewer's team is kind of garbage. I don't know how you can get away with using Tornadus here. Like, the whole point of using Tornadus on Rain right now is, just generally speaking, pressure opposing Rain teams. Now, while running Sharp Beak over Specs means that you could at least hit Tar, and you could be a bit better versus Sand teams, still not worth it. But Rain-style teams with Chansey already absolutely demolish opposing Rain. So throwing Tentacle on just makes no real sense, in my opinion. I feel like with something over Tentacle like Gothitelle, it would be so much better. Thunder, no power here. He's going to switch. I think that has to be Calm Mind then. He's going to be too acute. This is Jed's fault. This game's over. Yeah, this game is over. I'm sorry. And it goes back to Jirachi. What? So yeah, that's a 25. So this is a Sub-Calm mindset, I guess. Yeah, no Ironhead. So he couldn't really win this matchup reliably anyway. Because Chansey would just beat the shit out of it. I'm not big on Sub-Calm Mind, but I totally get the appeal. I just prefer the 3 attacks ranks. It's better win condition, in my opinion. But Sub-Calm Mind just straight up 6-0s some teams. So, like, fair. I think that Lopunny kicks his 6 is actually a fine 6. It's the same 6 I've used in a World Cup in the past, but his sets are a bit more modernized, which is cool. I like this variant. Oh, it's Swords Dance. Interesting. So that means it was Scarf Politoed. I mean, that also means that the Tornadus just comes in, Hurricane wins the game. Unless this is like Pasho Berry. If this is Pasho Berry and Rock Polish and no Scald Burn and +2 Earthquake takes this out. And none of those is going to be the case. None of those at all. It's going to live the Scald. However, if this was Custap Berry, then it wouldn't matter because this is going to kill the Politoed. Not even. Not too sure what the set was, honestly. But anyway, that's just really unfortunate for the... yeah, it's going to take that out. This is just outside of that one turn, I think Rewer played this quite well, and he showed that he didn't need the tentacle. So, I mean, even that wasn't that bad then. I think he did risk a bit of if Jirachi was a not ideal set for him, then it could have been lame without the crit. Didn't matter. Game's over anyway. So yeah, Rewer is gonna win this game. He's gonna get his second win of the season, and unfortunately for the Scooters, Lopunny Case is gonna fall in his first ever Black-White SPL game, and it's gonna be 2-0 in favor of the Ruiners at this point. Good game and cool stuff.